They give us your draw.
Rightio. Probably top 4 draws you could ask for, I think.
The great draw.
They've only got 3 games against the top 4. They play 3 out of a possible 4 games against the bottom 3 players. They do have 3 5-day turnarounds, though, which is probably the hardest part of their draw. Yeah.
And they have a trial.
Good draw.
They've got the Warriors next Sunday, which I might even come up here and watch. We'll think about that. And the Dragons a week after. They've lost Sean Bloor, Luke Brooks, Asatasi James, Dane Laurie, Ken Mamalo, Offengawe, Talau, and Wakeham. They've picked up Solomon Aliamalo, centre. Fatape is another outside back. Latu, the 2 Fainu brothers, Olam, Caesar, and Sullivan. Their best 17 would look something like this. Bulla, Staines, Olam, Toa, Tupou, Fainu I've put in there, but I believe it would be Galvin from everything I've read. I think he's on the way to starting there and is an impressive young kid in New South Wales. I think Australian 5'8". Caesar, Clemmer, Coruscant, Otukamanu, Papai, Bateman, and Seyfarth has been training at lock, which is very interesting. Okay. He's been the one as the ball-playing lock, which leaves Sullivan at 14. Paul off the bench, which I like. Alex Twile and the other Fainu brother, Sione.
Makes sense. Yeah, a bit more work out of Seyfarth than you're probably going to get out of Polly. So.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of him as that. Remember that fantastic game? I think it was at East or somewhere where he just came on and
kicked the front door down.
Yeah, and was tremendous. And I think if you can do that, if you can make him the next Spencer Leniu, that's cool. Because teams need that.
Teams do.
I am. I've done this 3 years and 4 years in a row, but I'm bullish on us not finishing last at least because. Don't forget the quality of this forward pack, and this is where I'm going to talk about the World Cup build-up. And you remember last year, Appy didn't have a pre-season. Bateman didn't have a pre-season. Didn't play till round 4. Clemmer and Stefano got there late. You had issues around everyone else. Ice was injured at the start of the year. I just like what I've heard out of the club in that Benji's come in and simplified everything. Last year, Sheen's came in and wanted to make it this. They wanted to be 05 Tigers. It's going to be about ball playing and throwing the ball around, this, that, and the other. It wasn't... You can't do that if you don't have the players.
No, 100%.
And so Benji's got back to... And Appy, and you've heard Appy publicly talk about how it's back to kick into the corners, work hard, and make them beat us, which is how they beat Penrith last year. Don't forget, round 6 last year, we were discussing if Tigers are the best forward back in the comp. And they have a fantastic forward back, and if you simplify this... they're going to do well this year in comparative to last year. They have the best hooker in the comp, in my opinion. And I like the addition of Aiden Seas. I think it's a smart signing. That he took him to Canberra to grand final 2020. But he's a halfback that engages with his back row. Yeah. So we've seen him and Bateman together already.
Ball runner.
He brings Papi back into the game, who wasn't in the game last year because that wasn't Luke Brooks' style. And I think that's lots of positives. I like Seyfarth at 13 because we saw it. I didn't realise how big he was till that game we went to, and I was like, "Geez, the bloke's he doesn't look great on TV, but he's a wide-shouldered big boy." I'm optimistic, is all I'll say. I think we won't get flogged heaps if they stick to it, but obviously rookie coach, this, that, and now old mate Buzz is back in town. He's already starting to put negative values up, so you're going to have all that against him. But I think they're on the right path. At least there's a direction, which is what I can't say about the Dragons and the Bulldogs. Is that fair?
Sounds pretty fair.
2 players I want your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
The signing of Olam.
I don't think it solves the defensive edge issues, but 2-3 years ago he hit like a brick shithouse and is a try scorer. Can bust a line. I don't think he's been fit for a year or 2, but I like it. Like, it's better than what we had. And I like the wingers. I think Charlie Staines was good when he was fit last year. He had a bit of sickness and everything else. But I think our back 5 are okay. I'm not going to rave about, but I think they're okay.
And on that, Josh Fieldy.
A Felladay. I don't know if he gets in the team. But he's a sprig player. He's the gun centre all through the same age group. I like what I've seen. Did he debut last year? He didn't. I can't remember. Did he play one game or not?
He might have played a game. I'm pretty sure.
They had the other guy. I think I need to see more of him. I don't want to preach, but the reports are good. Reports are good. I think you're going to. I think we're actually going to see more of Galvin than we thought. I think he's impressed Benji, and I like the comparison. Benji came out and said he's 195 centimetre, 5'8", and compared him to Scott Hill. Like, I think that's a.
You can do worse.
It wasn't
It's a
like
pretty fair
a.
comparison.
It wasn't like a. You didn't come out and compare him to some dickbag as well. Scott Hill's a realistic comparison. I think you can do worse. Exactly.
Good defender, strong ball runner.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
So yeah, 195 centimetre, 95 kilo, 5'8". Cool. He's 18.
I think
But
he's
he was the star in the Mailers, like all through his 18s. I've seen plenty of highlights of it. That he was, the smartest bloke on the field. Now he's got to take that to men's grade, but it's cool. What do you think?
I think there's a slight positive in their recruitment. They've filled some positions, especially the halves with the depth with Sullivan and Caesar in there. Gives them at least another option if everything's not working properly at some point. The Fainu brothers both look like very good prospects going forward.
Yeah.
Hooker and a big back rower there. It could create something.
Halfback would be
Halfback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 5'8", yeah. I think Fainu comes off the bench. I think Fainu,
Which one?
Sione, yeah, the big
ends
one.
up, gets a bench spot. Yeah.
Bit of X factor in Olam if you can get it right. Obviously, as you said, you can get fit and start busting some tackles again. There's a little bit of X factor added in there. I think they'll be competitive for fair chunks of games and a big part of the season. But I've got question marks around the creativity out of the halves, being able to provide opportunities for points. Whether I can see them being able to. Angled runs from Bateman and Clemmer crashing over.
I think there's going to be a
Olam
lot more
bashing through.
I think with Appy as well. If you go back to there's going to be a lot more emphasis on back row tries. So Bateman and Puppy.
But
are
I'm
going
not
to
sure
be,
you're going to see as many, the beautiful cutout pass or that really nice short
And
ball
it's
that
gonna be
puts
so
the
much short
bloke
ball,
through
like
a
just-
hole.
if I could see it, like it's going to be the most grinding Tigers in 50 years. Like it's going to be like we're going to pin you, and then we're going to just
And
belt
for
you
mine,
down.
that puts a lot of pressure on Buller and Bateman to create Buller and Appy to create that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which they will at times, but I think that might bog them down occasionally when they're really searching for points. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not last, but probably not getting out of the bottom four, I don't think. So
Okay. But like, if you're looking at this forward pack, they should, by all rights, bully the fuck out of a Canterbury or a
probably half the
Dragons
teams in the
or
competition.
and if you're going to win games,
Whether they turn that into
it's going to have
points
to be
is my
like you're going to win games 18-12 or 18-10.
my question mark is whether they can defend well enough to win those 16, 18 games or whether they can go with someone and score those 26, 28 points to win a match.
I like the signing of Caesar. I think it's what they've needed, just someone to kick him around the game, keep him around the ground. Like, pretty simple. Give him a year. Obviously, Lil A's coming. Get a year under the belt and see what happens, and then see where we're at. But yeah, anything else, Greg?
No, it's going to be a questionable year to see how they go with the changes they've got. I'm optimistic that they will improve.
Mm-hmm.
I can't envision Bateman having the year that he did last year, especially with the start. He was very, very rusty when he started the year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
And they
I
stuck
think
him in the middle for 2 months, and it fucked him up. Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna come good a lot sooner than he did last year. And Puppy was quite quiet for the most part of last year. So I've got the feeling that he's going to go back to the old Parramatta ways of barging through, have 4 people hanging off him, and if he's not getting to a line himself, he's getting an offload. And
Yeah.
there's going to be someone like Caesar there.
What annoys me is I'm really interested in the 2 blokes you just mentioned, and a little bit Appy for Supercoach, but then they got the bye in the first round, and you're like, well, what do you do? Do you just
Bite the bullet.
do it? Or do they become your stepping stones? Does suddenly you go, okay, you wait your 3 weeks till the prices change, and then you can jump straight to a Tigers player if you... I can see a lot of Tigers players, if they have a good start to the year, the first 2 rounds, obviously the bye, and then Gold Coast round 2. Let me have a look. I can see like that being so many people like going and scooping up Appy or someone else at a base price
Especially
because
on a
they've made the
break-even
money.
of
Yeah,
10.
exactly. This is a stupid
Yeah,
draw.
with a low break.
Oh, yeah, you got
going
Canberra,
into
you got
round
Canberra,
four.
Canberra Sharks, Para to start, and Dolphins. So
It's not
I
the
can see
worst
people
start.
scooping up. Yeah, lots of Tigers players. Seyfarth does interest me, but it doesn't interest me so much in that they got to buy first round.
Yep.
Like if someone at 350, I'll probably go and get if he's going
If
to
he's
be
playing
a
80
starting
minutes.
Yeah. But then everyone's going to get him. But then all of a sudden, he'll be the most bought player in round 4, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And it would annoy me. I'm saying, yeah, I think they finished 10th or 11th, you know, and I'd be happy with that from where we've come from for the last fucking 10 years. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I still think they're in the bottom 4.
Okay.
I'm halfway between you both.
Okay. Where would that be? 12th.
Around that sort of 12th to 14th.
13th.
We got one to go. Do you need a break? Or are we going to
Yeah,
play?
man.
Yeah, break.
All right.